Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been petty. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming. The competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right, cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now. They all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me. I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price, cause without it, the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat. I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie. You don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the please. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the P's. You gon' see the.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here every weekday, guys, but not every weekday is like today as Trump has signed the executive order that everybody's been waiting for, guys. The Bitcoin Reserve, here we come. The news is finally out. The question is this about to send Bitcoin to the absolute moon, or is this already priced into the market, and are we going to get a dump? We're going to break down the charts for you guys, because as you know, the charts very rarely lie, and if you tuned into yesterday's live stream, you guys will know the targets that we were looking at for Bitcoin, which, not going to lie, guys, we're kind of on a streak here. Target tapped almost to the dollar. I'm going to break down the price action. I'm going to talk about the key levels and where I think Bitcoin is going to go next. We'll go over the bullish case, the bearish case, and then I'll show you guys how I'm personally handling my trades and what I'm doing with my money. Not a financial advisor, but I can share with you guys what I am doing. But super exciting news here, guys. Let's go. Shout out to Savage in the chat. What is going on? We got Mike Vito, BTC, baby. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everyone is super, super hype. Nirvana says sauce incoming. You got that right, brother. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Pollo. Welcome in, says price action says market waiting for Bank of Japan. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Poya. We're going to break it all down for you guys. I'm going to show you the local levels as well as the high time frame levels and just talk about kind of what we're expecting here, guys. Are we going to see the big move up? Or, again, is this priced in and are we going to see the dump? But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Locks Media. Welcome in, bro. Happy to have you here. We got Only You in the chat said, we here as usual. Shout out to Only You. And it's not only you, bro. We got the whole CandleMafia in here. Let's see. We got Premium Mindset said, just did a beautiful volume profile trade. Shout out to Premium Mindset. Guys, I am dropping a trade breakdown from one of our most recent trades in the Premium Discord, and I break down exactly the strategy that we used, as well as the entry confirmations we looked at to take that trade. I break down exactly how you guys can find some fire trade setups. Tony D, we thought about maybe holding this so we can stockpile some tutorials, but I think we just got to drop this one. Maybe we're going to drop it. I think we're going to drop it tomorrow, guys, so stay tuned and keep an eye out for that. We'll probably drop it around 2, 3 p.m., and it's going to be super saucy. I know I teach this every day on the live stream, but that video is going to break down exactly what we looked for that particular trade. So shout out to anybody in the Premium Discord that took that. Let's see. Magic Man says, considering all the great news, I'm actually concerned that we aren't blasting to 102,000. Where's all the negative pressure from? But we're going to break it down, guys, because the charts, if we're going to see a dump here, the signals are going to pop up on the charts before that news comes in. But let's go ahead, and without further ado, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss these live streams, urgent market updates, and you don't miss the fire tutorials where I show you exactly how to trade Bitcoin and make money whether price goes up or down. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. Good Lord. What a crazy volatile day. So let's break this down a little bit for you guys. I'm going to come up here to the higher time frames. Now, as you guys know, let me hide some of these local levels, or not local levels. Let me hide those dailies. So as you guys know, right, main context here, still, we had our big consolidation. We have broken out of there. We've bounced off that value area high, which is very, very nice to see. And we are now kind of hanging out here, guys. Last night, we were looking at the possibility of a continuation to the downside, which we did wind up seeing, having price come down to our exact target that we were looking at here on the live stream last night. But we knew, right? We had these, we had not only local bearish divergences, we had that 16-hour bearish divergence printing with our higher highs on price action as we deviated above that volume profile, right? And then this is typically where we're looking for potential short entries. We had that 16-hour bear div. We also had the daily red dot looking to print, and the very specific signal we were watching, guys, for that continuation down. Because we had that daily red dot, it was that 90-minute money flow crossover to indicate that we were going to continue that downtrend and get our drop down here to our next key level. So just to show the bigger context for anybody who's new here, macro range underneath us, value area low is at 90,556, POC at 97,417, and our value area high is sitting here at about $100,768. But we're going to jump in here to the local price action because this is what we were looking at yesterday, guys. I'm going to zoom in here to a lower time frame. And like I said, with that daily red dot, guys, on the live stream last night, we actually, in the Premium Discord, caught a beautiful short position up here, very similar to what I showed you on the higher time frame, as we were deviating above our volume profile. That's our overvalued asset. That's where we're hunting for short positions. Everybody's getting super bullish, but we see those short confirmations for a potential scalp to the downside to grab some money here on the way back down. And you can see here, if we pulled our Fibonacci retracements, we came up not only into the value area high, but as we deviated above, we were hitting that golden pocket 786 zone, which we know is a significant area of resistance to potentially get a rejection and get pulled back into our range, targeting our value area low of that profile. We got the drop down. We got stuck under the value area high. And what was yesterday? The 22nd. So at about 7 o'clock, we were kind of wiggling around on this POC, and we were talking about how, hey guys, as we get this drop down below this POC and we bearishly retest, if we can't get back above there with that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, right, which happened right here with that red dot on the daily, that market cipher B116 strategy, guys, sometimes can be super, super overpowered. But you have that red dot on the daily, you go right down to the 90-minute, you check out that money flow. It is coming to the downside. We caught that nice entry here in the premium from the high. But for that continuation down, we looked, as you guys know, once you get below the value area high, the next likely place for price to go is that POC. And then once you get below that POC, with the beautiful confirmation of that 90-minute money flow crossover, remember the money flow indicates the overall trend. You are going to be anticipating that continuation down where we had our next key level of support sitting right down here. We had a 786 Fibonacci retracement. Actually caught a nice scalp long on this last night in the premium premium Discord. Caught a little short squeeze to the upside, but we knew that that key level down here is that value area low, guys. I can't say this enough. Like, every time we come on this live stream, guys, we talk about getting above the lows, going to the POCs, getting up to the highs. We caught that long in the premium, then we caught the short back down here. I even talked about this on the free market update on YouTube last night, or earlier yesterday. Where we had that key level of resistance, caught that move down to the POC, rejection from the POC, right down to that value area low. And we did get, like I said, I did take the scalp here off that 786 retracement, got a nice little move to the upside. Excuse me. Made a good bit of money, put my stop loss in profit or to break even with profits locked in, making a guaranteed winning trade. And then as I was sleeping, they stopped me out by like a tiny bit, right? My entry was like right down here. They stopped me out. But I did make money on that trade because I moved my stop loss, obviously. But then it sent right back up to where, guys? Right up to the POC and the value area high. And then today we got this crazy, crazy volatility. We got that drop to the downside. Big rip up, big rip back to the downside. But this range remains intact, guys. And I don't know what to say. I actually said last night, if we see that full rotation, I would get the volume profiles tattooed on my head. So I just got off the phone with the my tattoo artist, which I had to find because I don't have any tattoos. So yeah, now I got to get this tattooed on my head, Mafia. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to have to keep this hat really low. I'm not really big into face tats. But, and then what happened, guys? We came down to the low, and we saw some nice confirmations down here. One of the very simple ones here, bullish divergences on the lower time frames with your money flow coming up. You hold that low. At that point, as long as you stay above here, you're looking to go to the POC and the value area high for another rotation of that range. And then where are we getting the rejection from? Right up here at that value area high. So as of right now, guys, we've gotten the drop down. I actually did take a short earlier today, got stopped out in profit on this crazy wild wick on that Trump news. But made a little bit of money, but got stopped out in profit. But at this point, like, that did just look like a bit of euphoria. We had a ton of longs come into the market. Retail, hearing that bullish news, dumping into the market. And then they got price pushed up, and then they all got absolutely wrecked. And at this moment, guys, we are simply just still within our volume profile, right? Like, this gives us a beautiful roadmap into where price is going to go next. And we held that low, went back up to the high. We got that rejection from the high, other than this volatile rip to the upside off that news. We came down at this. In my honest opinion, guys, I think if we did not get that news, that short would have wound up playing out in full again to the value area low, just bing bonging this thing from the lows to the highs, back from the highs to the lows, back to the lows to the highs. Right now, guys, we are simply below that point of control. And hopefully watching these live streams, guys, tuning in every day and seeing these levels work, where we're analyzing price in here saying, hey, guys, we're rejecting. Money flows coming out on the 90-minute. We could see that continuation. Hopefully this gives you guys an idea of exactly how we trade these profiles and how it gives us those high probability targets. And we said even down here, not only do we have the value area low, but we also have the value area high of our previous range down below, making this very, very key support where we could then look for longs back to the upside, which I did take last night, but then got stopped out. Just trading this volatility, guys, very beautifully. But at this point, we've gotten the volatile wick to the downside, but we are now below our point of control. So our key level to get above right now, if you want to see this news continue to pump price up, we got to get above that $104,360 point of control. However, based off the laws of the volume profile, and I'm going to take a look at Market Cipher B as well and see if it's in line like it was last night, making it a high probability to come down to the low. But at this point, we've rejected the high. We are now, a lot of volatility, but we're now back below that POC. So it's just like back here. If we can't get back above that POC, we're going to look for that move back down towards that value area low, potentially breaking structure to the downside and tapping that target. I'm going to get rid of this because that 786 is now tapped. But pretty simple context here. I mean, shout out to anybody in the live stream last night. Like the TA is absolutely slapping lately. I even said in the live stream last night, or not the live stream, the premium Discord last night, I was like, guys, I'm taking a long here, super degen, scumbag, degenerate long position, and I feel like I'm due for a loss because we've just been absolutely destroying these ranges here with the longs and the shorts, and sure enough, it wound up playing out. It did stop me out, but it stopped us out in profit, and that is the key, guys. You got to manage that. You got to manage that risk, so you, even when you lose your trades, you're still pocketing some money, growing your account slowly over time. But let's see here. Shout out to VSun said, dang, I'm never trading scam coins in Phantom Wallet again. Somehow these scammers always win. Shout out to VSun. Shout out to VSun, yeah. Not a big scam coin trader. But yeah, I don't know the exact situation. But yeah, you got to be careful out there, guys. You got to be careful out there. But yeah, the local context remains the same, guys. If you get above that POC at 104,360, get back up to that value area high. I mean, I tend to look at the markets within the context of the profile. So, in my opinion, this does look like we could continue down. But if we take a look at Market Cipher B here, I will say, I mean, we take a look at the 30-minute here. You got a 30-minute green dot. Money flow starting to creep to the upside here. Now, again, I will say this. We are, if we were, if I were live during this dump, we would be looking at that 786 as a key level of support, and we are holding that, right? So technically, if we are going to continue up here, this is really the level to hold. Sure, we're stuck under the POC, but once you lose that 786, that makes it extremely likely that we come out down to that value area low. But right now, just for context, we are holding that 786. So if we were to kind of start a bigger uptrend here, this would have been the level to bounce from. So we get above that POC and we approach the value area high. This is always going to be key resistance, but if we get above it, we could potentially look for that breakout to higher prices. Now the question is, Frankie, if we break out, how high can we go? But before I get into that, I want to talk about these other time frames and if we're likely to see that move. Now again, I am more often than not, I am looking at these profiles as a high probability play, but the fact that this thing has just been bing-bonging us up and down so beautifully, just like last night, it would be kind of surprising if this just played out again in a textbook fashion, but it's not impossible. But if we come up here to some of the higher time frames, like the 4-hour, our VWAP is starting to roll over here. There's not much to really take away from this. But one thing we cannot forget here, guys, is that we do still have that red dot on the daily, which technically is printing a daily bearish divergence. And before you start to be like, what the heck, Frankie? We just got the executive order signed. How could you possibly be looking at bearish signals? Well, here's the thing, guys. If this is priced into the market, because obviously we have rallied up a bit here, into the inauguration, pushing into that new all-time high, and now we got that executive order. It's really hard to say, right? I am not a news trader, so I have to take what is on the charts at face value. This is a bearish divergence. It is likely to confirm here in about 59 minutes, about an hour. So if we do see that confirm, we could get another correction, right? Now, this doesn't mean that the executive order is not going to pump Bitcoin or crypto in, the long term, right? Obviously, this is bullish for crypto, right? We talk about these bullish news events, right, back towards the ETF approval, right? Maybe it's a sell the news event like it was on that ETF approval. We get that little push to the downside, scare out all the retail, because I do want to say, guys, we had a lot of retail longs coming in, a lot of market orders coming in on the long side on that news, right? And what do we know about retail? Oftentimes, they are off sides and they get wrecked. So that kind of gives me a little bit of a warning that, like, maybe this could be a potential sell the news event. It gets pushed up. They got slapped right back to the downside. With that daily bearish divergence, it could potentially give us a correction to the downside. And I'll talk about some key levels of support. Obviously, within our local profile, we have the local context is to come down to that value area low. But if we break down below that value area low, really the key levels beneath that are going to be the value area high of that previous range. So let's say we see that continuation to the downside. We get back down to the value area low. If we start losing this value area high, which is sitting at about $100,800, this is where we could potentially see that bigger drop down towards that point of control at about 97.4. Now, as of right now, I'm not saying we're guaranteed to see that, right? Because we could easily just go for another rotation of this volume profile, come down here. If we got bullish confirmations again down here, you bet your bottom dollar, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that high probability trade back to the value area high. But if we don't get bullish confirmations and we get stuck underneath that value area high, it could call for that bigger drop down. Now, this is not alarming to me, right? If we were to see whether this is an instant pump to the upside, which I'll go over that case in a second, but whether it's a rip to the upside or we get that correction down, guys, we have plenty of room to get that drop back to the downside. Shout out to TradeFly. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Said, shout out, fam. Yo, what's going on, bro? Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out with us here in the live stream. But if it does get the bigger correction to the downside, I will say this, guys, right? Like, we have plenty of room to come down here in the longer term, right? Let's say that daily bearish divergence does give us that bigger pullback. And no, I'm not going to bring up 80K, don't worry. But if we did get that bigger pullback, right, we pull our fib from the low here all the way up to the high, and that golden pocket POC is going to be a huge level that I will be looking for bounces if we got the dump, right? Again, this is an if this, then that statement. We still have room to bounce up here locally. That's why I show you the low time frames and the high time frames. But if we could not get those bullish confirmations at the low, we get stuck under this value area high, could get that drop down to the POC golden pocket. Shout out to Tony D. If you could hear me right now, I texted you about something that had to do with something. If you know what I'm talking about, just shoot me a text and let me know if you're able to figure that out. Because if so, I will go ahead and say it. I will say it on the live stream. I'll say it live. Let's see. So if we do get that move down, why is this not going to scare me, guys? Because as you know, oftentimes or sometimes when we get these breakouts of a volume profile, again, this is the more macro profile, sometimes price does like to cool off, retest that POC before getting the real bounce to the upside. I could show you an example of this. Maybe we'll go back in time. I'll show you an example of this happening. Actually, I'll show you on the altcoins because this actually happens a lot on altcoins. But, at that point, it would just be a macro golden pocket retracement, which is a good area to look for a macro high or low and a continuation to the upside, which would call for a break of structure of these all-time highs, targeting some of our higher levels, which again, I'm going to go over in a minute. But, that's the if this, then that statement, right? We're still above this value area high. That's a nice sign. We have our local context of the local volume profile. But if we get back stuck in here, guys, I don't want people to get scared out, right? If they decide to give us a big shake out of the market, scare all that retail after this big news event, I don't want people, missing the forest for the trees, right? So if we come down here, you bet your bottom dollar, I'm looking for longs. This is not anything super, bearish from a technical perspective. This would just be a healthy pullback in my opinion. So we'll cross that bridge if and when we get there. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D said, I could do what you requested, just specifically what you want, and it'll take me 5 minutes. Tony, I'm gonna give you reins on this, bro. As far as the specifics, do what you think makes sense. You're a very smart person, and I think you'll make a good choice. Just come up with something, and let's do 20. Let's do 20. As the amount of things. So there you go. Let me know once that's live, Tony, and I will go ahead and announce it. Not that it's like huge news, but it'll be fun for anybody who's been interested in potentially taking a shot at something. That's what we're looking at, guys. We'll see what happens here. But again, just watch that daily bearish divergence. Just because we have a bear div here, and again, this is to our wicks. I really like to see these divergences come in on the bodies of our candles. Not that I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but I really do take the divergences to the bodies a little bit more seriously. But again, we had those bearish confirmations yesterday. We got the drop back down. So maybe that was the end of it. It's really hard to say on these big news events. Like anytime you trade FOMC, there's crazy volatility. You have to be really careful when you're trading. This obviously wasn't planned. No one knew this was I don't think anyone knew this was coming right now. But these news things are pretty crazy. So just be careful. And one other thing to kind of note here is that we are technically still rejecting from this golden pocket 786 when pulled from the high to the low. So if we are going to kind of continue this downtrend and come lower, this would be the zone that we would reject from, in my own personal opinion. And we've talked about this so many times, just specifically in the recent past on the live stream, about these golden pocket 786s giving us big drops to the downside, or high probability rejections to put in lower highs. We've seen them play out many times. So the doorway, if you want all-time highs, if we pull up the scalp zone here, this is obviously complement with the value area high. Again, if we get back above that POC, let me just mark this out. I actually deleted that by accident. If we get above this point of control, right, that would be our best bet of coming back up here to the value area high. But really the doorway to higher prices, in my opinion, is to flip that 786 at $107,750. Get above there, flip it to support. That's where I would look for a break of the all-time high to push into our upper targets, which are going to be sitting up here. Right? My next local target is going to be between $112,000 and $113,000. I'm going to draw this as a box. $113,000 is that Fibonacci extension, and then we have another local Fibonacci extension at $112,000. So if we break above, again, pulling up that local range, if we can get above that value area high, really the level to get above is the 786 at 107,780. Get above that. That's where we can look for the potential break of that high into that next fib zone between $112,000 and $113,000. Now, if we pull up the 3-day time frame, guys, we still don't have our red dot here on the 3-day. So what we were looking for here when we were calling for this break of the all-time high before we came up to 109K, it was based off this 3-day bearish divergence. So if we did get some kind of scam pump into that $112,000 to $113,000 zone, it would be nice. It would be a nice 3-day bear div, although you do technically already have it to your wicks. But if we did push up there, it could still potentially, we don't have that red dot yet. So if we got support on the 0 line here and we pushed up more, that would be a really clean 3-day bearish divergence, which would call for a break of the highs. But again, I'm not trading that higher time frame. I am looking at things in the local context, right? We have all this resistance above, but now you guys have that doorway to higher prices. $107,750 is the level to break to get the all-time highs. Now, locally, we got that POC at 104,362. And simply put, I trade the charts here, guys. If we can't get back above that POC, just like yesterday, we'll look for that drop down to that value area low. Now, the one thing I will say is, it's not like we have the fresh money flow crossover like we did yesterday. This was a really clean kind of rejection from that POC with our 90-minute money flow just starting to cross over into the red, making it really high probability that we came down there. We don't really have anything like that, at least as of right now. I guess you have your 2-hour money flow trying to cross over into the red dot incoming. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to stick to the profiles here, guys. We'll see if we come down here, but if not, you know now the levels that you must get above to see those new all-time highs. But I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of retail, a lot of people being like, oh my God, we got bullish news. We're going to all-time highs. Although that's not impossible, we have to keep our head on our shoulders, stay calm, and understand what levels we have above us, because we know, even on bullish news, sometimes you rip through the levels, but oftentimes those signals are on the chart before that news comes out. So I would be a little bit careful here. Maybe they scare us out of the market so the big boys can now buy in. But yeah, just in general, guys, super exciting news for Bitcoin here. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. And if you've been in crypto for multiple cycles, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, guys. Like, little did I think back in 2017 that we'd be hearing the government, looking to have a crypto stockpile or Bitcoin reserve. It's absolutely insane. So shout out to anybody who's weathered the storms through the bear market, even up through this bull market. We've come such a long way. To see crazy news like this happen is super exciting just for the whole space. Absolutely insane. Let's see. Shout out to Tradefly says 674 votes. There should be at least that many likes. Smash that like button, guys. If we get 1,000 likes on today's live stream, we will be giving away $150 of Solana on tomorrow night's live stream. So smash that like button. We're going for 1,000. Let's go for 1,050. Let's go for 1,050. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. To the moon, baby. Shout out to Nikki. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, shout out to Medic Money. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. But guys, we're going to take a look at some altcoins here. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin as well as we kind of play around with this POC. See here, 3-minute money flow crossing over into the green with a potential 45-minute green dot printing. That is kind of a hyper-local market cipher beat 116 strategy. Next super chat, we'll have the message. All right, guys, well, listen. Because of two things, right? We've been absolutely crushing these trades in the Discord, and we've been talking about the Discord a little bit, and I actually mentioned about doing some potential discounts here. And just with this crazy news on Bitcoin, whether we get the pump or dump, I want to give a discount to the premium Discord. We're going to do a limited discount here. Tony D will drop that super chat. Yeah, only for the first 20 signups. Enter code America for $25 off your first month of the premium Discord. Monthly option only. There you go. Link is there. I will pin that to the top of the chat for you guys if you are interested. So yeah, I figured what better way, what am I doing here? How come I can't, that's so weird. Why can't I pin that chat? That is, I guess you can't pin super chats. But yeah, super exciting stuff. So I figured, we were talking about discount in the Discord potentially yesterday. So here we are. Code America, guys, for a discount on your first month of the Discord. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead, click that link. And you go to frankiehandelstrading.com to check all our pricing plans. We do monthly, quarterly, biannually, yearly. We do a bunch of different subscription models. So if you want to save extra money and get it in bulk, you totally can. But let's see. Shout out to Tay Day said, if you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. And guys, listen, I don't really like to hard sell stuff. If you guys don't get that from watching me, I don't really like to hard sell stuff. This is not a signals group. I don't just tell you when I buy and sell. No one's going to be able to just tell you when to buy and sell. If it was that easy, everybody would just be in one trading group and taking the same trades. It doesn't work, right? What we do there is we mold you into a profitable trader. It's very, very educational. Let me see if I don't want to leak any premium stuff here. It's not fair for the people who pay. So I'm going to pull up my face cam real quick. But if you guys are interested, check it out. I do drop all of my wow, the Discord, what is going on? There is something about YouTube and this computer that it doesn't like. The Discord's totally frozen. Very interesting. All right, well, we're not going to show the Discord. And hopefully everything doesn't just like dump the bed here like it did yesterday. But yeah, get in there, guys. I share my personal trade setups, and we look for those trades. Like in the premium Discord, when we were looking for this short position, we were looking for price to come into this zone with very specific confirmations. I let you know what confirmations I'm looking at to take the trades, whether it's a bearish divergence, swing failure pattern, order flow confirmations, whatever it is. I let you know exactly what I want to see to take the trades. And then, we look for those entries, and we get, a lot of times they are in the context of the volume profiles. And just to show some of these recent trades that we have taken, This was the short that I took earlier today. I didn't get in from the high, but I took an entry on a retest and then wound up coming into profit and then got stopped out in profit before just coming back down, which is wild. But yeah, we are just trading the heck out of these volume profiles, guys, and it is a good time here. We caught the long, we caught the short, and obviously this is just the last couple days here. But you know, we don't win them all. Obviously, I don't want anyone to get any false expectations, but it is a great time and it's super educational. I really focus on trying to educate people on how to go fish yourself, right? Like we give you the trade setups, we spoon feed you that stuff. But I really want to show you guys what I look for to take the trade so you can apply this to the charts. And one of my favorite things is to see people in the Discord not only winning trades off of our setups, but winning trades on coins that we don't even have setups on. And I know they're using the knowledge that we're teaching to make money and change their life. We had someone come in the Discord, shout out to Inspector Chris, said I think he said we helped him pay off his student loans, which is insane. He was able to pay them off in full. So shout out to the premium Discord. It's like a family in there, baby. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the altcoins, guys. We're going to take a look at Ethereum. We'll take a look at Solana. And if you guys want to drop some altcoins in the chat, Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at as Bitcoin hits its head on our POC here. We'll keep an eye on this and see if we can get above that and just get the rip to the upside. But again, the bias here, based off the volume profiles, is you're below the high, got back down below the POC. This is a bearish retest. Technically, the next stop would likely be the value area low, but with the volatility today, I'm going to be a little bit careful there and see if we can see what happens here at that point of control. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Darren Does Things, says, crypto gains, if only you knew. Frankie doesn't miss. Yo, shout out to Darren Does Things. And Darren is another coach that we have there in the Discord, guys. He's got his own channel. He's dropping his own setups. He trades Forex sometimes, too, so he's dropping his own sauce as well. So there's two traders in there that you guys can learn from, and he absolutely crushes. So shout out to Darren Does Things. I appreciate you so much, bro. All right. Let's continue on here. Let's take a look at Ethereum, guys. Ethereum, 20K tomorrow, guys. 20K tomorrow. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. We got to keep our head on our shoulders here, right? But yeah, it is exciting, right? We got a little push to the upside, but in the grand scheme of things here, guys, we are still just bing-bonging around. Kind of not a lot to talk about here on ETH for the past while, right? Like the past bunch of live streams that we've done, kind of just been wailing around here. But obviously, we went, and by the way, guys, before I continue, again, I'm going to drop that video tomorrow to kind of give you guys a top-down view of how we trade these volume profiles. Obviously, every trade setup is different. But yeah, like even if you are thinking about doing the Discord, but you're not ready to spend the money, just remember, guys, we give infinite free value here on the YouTube channel. I don't want anyone thinking, especially if you're just starting off trading, I don't want anyone thinking that you have to be in a premium Discord to learn how to trade. There's so much free value here. So if you're not ready, don't jump ahead of yourself, right? Check out the tutorials on the channel, and the one tomorrow is really going to break down the strategies that we use here. And yeah, definitely check that out because that's probably going to be the most valuable video that I've dropped in quite some time. We drop sauce here all the time, but this one is just, this one's special, man. This one's special. But yeah. We got from the value area low, got that move up to the POC, and now we're just rejecting from that POC. So as long as we remain below this point of control, guys, technically within the volume profile, we could potentially, the doorway to that value area low is open. Obviously, this news kind of throws a wrench in everything because sometimes the news does just pump price. But I will say this. I'm going to give you some local levels here on ETH as well. But just in general here, let me go ahead and throw this in a folder so we can keep an eye on this. We don't lose our spot. Boom. Oh, current range. There we go. Drag this in here, bring this back over here. And yeah, guys, if you check out the beginner series, I show you guys how to organize your charts, how to make these folders in TradingView. I have a TradingView masterclass if you're just learning how to read the charts. Again, like this is, if I were a beginner trader, I would be milking this YouTube channel for every dollar of free value that we give. Let's see. Do you yo, shout out to I My Hero said, do you accept the blood of my enemies, Tony D? Shout out to I My Hero. We actually do accept enemy blood for payment, guys. Absolutely. And by the way, if you guys want to check out, I can't even pull up the Discord because, again, it's frozen here. But why is Discord frozen? That's so weird. If you guys want to check out, kind of have a free trial to the Discord, if you go into the free Discord, link in the description down below, we have the dining room. If you go to the dining room and click get access, it'll show you how to gain access to the dining room, which is basically we put one free premium TA post in the dining room per week. Sometimes it's more than one, but sometimes you get the trade setups in there, a little teaser. We do that every single day, but you get one per week in that dining room. Go check them out, especially if you already used any of our affiliate links to sign up for exchanges. You get free access to that anyway if you have our link. So go check that out if you're not ready to spend the money. I try to make it as easy and as accessible as possible for people because, we're not like, I'm not looking to money grab with the Discord or money grab with the course or anything like that. Again, that's why I always press the free value here. I genuinely want to help people. And I'm not going to lie, the premium Discord, it's, it warms my heart. like, I know it sounds cringy, but it really does warm my heart to see, you know, how we're able to help people. It's really the coolest thing in the world. But anyway, taking a look at Ethereum here. Again, you know, macro range obviously remains the same. Go ahead and hide that from the low to the POC. We also have a spider line here, but the POC is sitting right there. So again, you know, your real key level to get above here, in my own personal opinion, where is that POC? Is this it? Yeah. Once you get above that point of control at $3,500, that opens the door to about $3,700 to $3,800, and then you do still have some work to do to get off into all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I want to show you the local levels that are probably more likely to get interacted with here locally. Let's pull this up. Bada boom, bada bing. Pull that into our current range, and then we'll take a look here. Do I have a local range pulled already? No. All right, so I'm going to pull this local range here for you guys. And it's really just right here, right? This is kind of your local range. So I'll go ahead and mark this out. And I also filmed a video today, guys. I recorded myself live taking the trade the short position that I took earlier today. And it's pretty entertaining. I just rolled the camera and kind of narrated what I was looking at for price. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to drop that. I recorded it experimentally. I don't know if I'm going to drop it, but it's pretty interesting. I literally just go step by step and show you exactly what I was looking at to take the trade. I enter the trade live, and we just let it play in fast forward mode until it plays out. And it was pretty. And it was during that big liquidation wick too, so it's kind of exciting. Like I said, I did get stopped out, but we got stopped out in profit. Risk management is how you become a profitable trader, guys, and that video is just proves it, right? Yeah, let me know if you guys want me to drop that. It's kind of funny, too. Guys, I'm losing my mind here, right? Like, I just sit in this studio all day and stare at charts, and I started partying. We played some music as the price was, it looks like I'm live, but I wasn't. I just was recording a video. But anyway, yeah, let me know. Drop the ones in the chat if you guys want me to drop that video. I don't know. I might not. It's kind of embarrassing, right? I'm just kind of sitting here, like, picking my nose while the trade's playing out in 2x speed. But anyway, let's continue on here. Ethereum. So here we are, right? Local volume profile. These are your key levels, right? We got it. We're holding the low, right? Went to the POC, back to the low. Now we're back above the POC. Maybe locally we could push up to this $3,376 value area high. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me pull this fib. Local retracement. Okay, yeah, so you're in that 786. Yeah, you cracked the 786. I think 3377 is probably going to be likely here, guys. Probably going to be likely. Get above that 786. Obviously, this is a key zone of resistance to potentially continue your lower highs and continue down to lower prices. However, gives you a clear doorway to get that next little pop-up locally into that value area high. So this is that local range for Ethereum, 100%. Value area low. These are the levels to watch. 3226, POC at 3281. Value area high sitting at 3377. So generally for me, I'm looking for longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, shorts at the highs. Shorts at the highs, right? Potentially shorts at the highs, right? So we're going to continue to range around in here like we have been. This is the context that I'm looking at. So we'll see if we can get above that 786. I'll even put an alert here and see if we're checking out other coins. See if we can get that. See if we can get that alert going. Oh my God, ETH to 752K. I don't know if you guys know that. That is my bullish target for Ethereum, $762,000. Anyway, we're going to put it on the thumbnail. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is the local range. We'll see if we can come up and hit that level. We'll know because we'll get that alert. But locally, you know, just looking at Market Cypher B here, still pretty choppy. A lot of the altcoins yesterday were very, very choppy on Market Cypher B. Money flow was bing-bonging around here. Daily green dot potentially looking to print here soon on Ethereum. Checking out that 3-day. Again, the same thing as yesterday. If we're going to get another big move on Ethereum here, maybe breaking, maybe these current highs are all-time highs. I think the best chance we have to do this, unless we get some turbulence in the short term, if we get this 3-day green dot, guys. Again, I don't love this money flow. However, we have to understand that money flow is directional, right? This isn't an instant signal. A lot of people will say indicators are lagging. Sure, right? Indicators are lagging, but this does not mean that they are useless information at all, right? The directional nature of money flow lets us know if money is coming in or leaving the market. And right now we're kind of bing-bonging into the green, into the red, into the green, into the red. But if we could print this next 3-day green dot and get this 3-day money flow crossover at the same time, that is, in my opinion, our best bet here to see Ethereum break all-time highs, or even just current highs, right? Which is basically the all-time high. But that's what I'm going to be looking at in the long term. Other than that, high time frames are, weekly VWAP also starting to roll back to the upside here. 5-day starting to roll back up. Money flows in the red, which again isn't the best sign. But again, this takes a long time to play out on the higher time frame. So I would be looking at that 3-day money flow with the green dot to start our next bigger move to the upside. But until then, it's this local range, baby. It's this local range. Let's pull that 786 one more time. Are we above it yet? Are we getting above it? Come on. She's pushing. She's pushing, guys. Let's see if we can get up there. That's your doorway to higher prices. There it is. Let's see if we can get it. But that's what I'm looking at. 24-minute money flow crossing over into the green. Do we have the 8-hour green dot? That's that market cipher B116 strategy, guys. There it is in all of its glory. Now, money flows in the red. You want to keep that in mind. This is an 8-hour money flow crossover, but green dot on your 8-hour with a 30-minute money flow crossover or 24-minute money flow crossover. Obviously, the 24 minutes going to front run the 30-minute, but that's not that bad. That's not that bad. 24 and 30-minute money flow crossover, just like we looked at on Bitcoin yesterday, guys, with a 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, indicating that we could potentially get the continuation down to our value area low here. Money flow comes into the red. We get that drop down to the value area low. On Ethereum, it's the same thing, but a different time frame and a different direction. 24-minute money flow crosses into the green with that 8-hour green dot. Could this give us a continuation of the overall trend here on the 24 and 30-minute into that value area high and potentially beyond? You can get pullbacks, but you're anticipating the overall trend to continue up based off that strategy here. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can hit that target here live. But let's move into Solana here, guys. Pushing up into Solana. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Said, Daddy, what should Jan do with her scrap metal? Tell her to call Two Brothers Scrap Metal. Who remembers that commercial? I do, Tony. I do. Shout out to the New Yorkers out there. Let's see. Shout out to Shakan says, I'm scared I didn't have time to sell my kidney or testicle for more crypto. Oh, God, just selling the body parts for more crypto. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Hopium is underrated. Moon boys are rich for a reason. Let's go. Shout out to Flat Smack. Let's go. Send it to $1 billion. And shout out to Flat Smack. I just realized, I don't know if this is an actual NASA logo, but it looks like your profile picture is a NASA logo. I like that, baby. Flat Smack those bears. Flat Smack those bears and send this crypto to the dang moon, people. Let's see. Shout out to Sync says, bro, talking to the dang mic or get a different one. I don't know why this mic is so tight. If I look over here, you guys can barely hear me. I don't know why it's so tight. If I jack up the audio here, if I jack up the pickup here, I'm probably blowing people's eardrums out right now. Is this better? Or is this just like I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and breaking your speakers? Let me know. That's probably bad. I'm gonna assume that's pretty bad. It looks like I'm peaking like crazy. But yeah, we gotta figure that out. Maybe I will get a new mic. Because it's actually an issue we've been having a lot lately. My ears. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. Maybe this is a little bit better because I do go from very quiet to very loud very quickly. I'm gonna keep it here. Drop red X's in the chat if your ears are bleeding. Better sounds fine. Okay, keep that coming. It's too much, slightly down. Okay, I'm going to let it simmer for a minute. Way better. Okay. Sounds fine to me. Yes, better. Okay. All right, I'm going to continue on. Hit me with the red X's or the blood in the chat if you guys are bleeding, your eardrums are bleeding. But taking a look at Solana here, guys. Better. Okay, that looks good. Dropping those bulls in the chat. All right. Just the volume on the phone. Yeah, shout out to Edward. Sometimes people just have to turn their volume up. That is true. X's, okay, you're good. Mixed signals here, guys. Just keep the consistent signals coming in because it might be delayed. All right, so jumping into Solana here, guys. Obviously, what we were looking at on Solana recently, let me make sure I'm on the right chart here. I think I am, yeah. So as we look here, we are just we were deviating above our volume profile, came into our Fibonacci extension, got the pullback to the high, got back above it, played around with this value area high. This is still our key level of support, guys, very simply put. Yeah, this is our... Let me see here real quick. That's your full fib. Where is this 786 coming from is the question. Let me just pull this really quickly. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, this is the local fib, probably from... I don't know where that fib came from. But yeah, I will say this. Locally, from this last impulse that pushed us into this extension level, we're holding that 786 as of right now. So really, in general, the key level to hold above here is the value area high golden pocket confluence. We're kind of just coiling up here. Is this some kind of kind of just like a symmetrical triangle, somewhat? Is it a bull pennant? Kind of hard to say. But Yeah, this is your key level. If you lose this value area high, again, similar to Bitcoin, this is like the macro volume profile. If you lose this value area high, which, by the way, does sit at $246.28, once you get stuck underneath here, it does open up the door to come down to this larger golden pocket PLC confluence, where we also have a tap daily level. This would not be super alarming to me. This would just be a pullback, in my opinion. Not a guarantee that we get there, but we are playing around with this dangerous level. And I don't want to say dangerous because it implies that like we're going to go to zero. I just mean dangerous with the potential of coming down to 218. And again, I know it seems crazy because it's like, Frankie, we just got all this bullish news. What do you mean? How are we going to pull back? But you have to understand, guys, if the market was just like, think about this, and not that this never happens. Sometimes retail just gets it right? They're not wrong all the time. And again, we're retail too. I don't want to make it sound like we're some secret whale trading, right? But sometimes the news does rip you up. But I will say, like, if it was that easy, right? It's like, oh my God, they signed the executive order. Just put your whole net worth into crypto. Like, if it was that easy, sometimes it seems like it's too good to be true, right? So just keep that in mind. And again, I take a look at this from a very technical perspective. So taking a look at our daily time frame here, money flow is in the red with a fresh daily red dot printing, right? So this could potentially indicate not just that we're guaranteed to get a dump to the downside, but if we do, thank you for that, Rob. Thank you for the alt list. I appreciate you, bro. I'll go ahead and pin that. Oh, dang. Tony, I unpinned the Discord discount. So maybe unpin that, unpin the alt list, and I will just take a picture of the alt list. Here we go. So yeah, Tony, you can unpin that. I got a picture here that I can just reference. Solana, XRP, whiff, and algo. Okay. And then we'll do some freestyle from the chat, see what you guys want to hear. Want to see. I just saw audio in the chat and just said hear. Let's see. Thank you, Ken, bro. Let's go. Man, ADA is testing the downtrend that it's held for days. It's gotta be time this time. Shout out to Shakan. Yeah, we'll take a look at. Hopefully, I'm saying your name, bro. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. We'll take a look at Cardano as well. Can we take a look at DOT? Yeah, we can take a look at DOT. Time to outperform Bitcoin. Let's go. We'll take a look at dominance in a second as well. But for Solana here, guys, like I said, the only reason I would be careful here, again, not that we can't rip up. And again, if we do rip up, those next higher targets are going to be between 304 and 324 at our next extension levels. But, if this red dot with money flow still coming out here pretty aggressively on the daily, right? So this would make us potentially anticipate a continuation of a downtrend in the context of the daily. Right. So, and again, this would not be alarming to me, right? As a matter of fact, like you could even capitalize on a potential short position if that were the case and you got confirmation to enter a trade. But we'll see what happens. This is going to confirm in about a half hour here. If that money flow stays in the red, and you're playing with this key level of support, just be careful if you start losing this value area high because it could indicate that you're down towards the lower $200 zone, which again could be an area to put in a higher low, right? Scare everybody out, put in a higher low, and then continue off into our next targets up here. So pretty simple analysis there on Solana, or Solanzo, as James Kramer calls it. But yeah, that's what we're looking at on Solana locally. You could, this is a little bit of like a triangle. You could potentially pull a profile on this. It's not really the cleanest, though, in my opinion. So I would probably just be looking at the larger profile and then just trying to see if we can hold above this value area high. Green dot on your 4-hour. Let's check that 15-minute. Is that money flow coming up? It is. So that's your chance to get above here. If that 15-minute money flow crosses into the green with that 4-hour green dot, you may be able to get another push up here. But here's the thing. This does not trump that money flow on, no pun intended, that does not trump the money flow on the daily, right? That would just make you indicate a potential continuation of the trend to the upside in the context of the 15-minute, right? So even if, right, let's see if we could pull our fibs here, right? Even if we saw that continuation of the trend, 15-minute money flow crosses over into the green, indicating the trend is likely to continue up. This is a 15-minute trend you're anticipating to continue up. You still have key levels of resistance up here, and in the context of the daily, right, it could be the idea of a lower high and a continuation down. So just look, that's locally, right? I have to be very careful here. We're traders. I'm not just saying just because you have that 15-minute money flow crossover, we're about to go to new all-time highs. But, you could locally just look to come into this golden pocket 786. And let me actually... Yeah, so we've already tapped that golden pocket. So yeah, I would probably be more inclined to look at this local fib. So if you do continue up with that 15-minute money flow crossover, your next key level of resistance on Solana is going to be sitting right here between 265 and 260. Flip that 786 at 265, you may be able to push up towards the highs. But that's locally what I would be looking at. And if we come on down to a super low time frame, yeah, I wish this was a clean range. It's really not, though. Yeah, it's some kind of context you can look at, right? Get above this value area low would make it likely to push into that golden pocket, but it's a little wonky on that range, so I'd be careful with that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can get that 15-minute money flow crossover. I'll actually go ahead and put an alert on this as well. See, if you guys didn't know, you could put alerts on your indicators like this. I don't know if anybody knows this. Market cipher B, not a green dot. We want the crossing of our money flow wave. We want it crossing up over the zero line, right? So once that money flow crosses above that zero line, we will get a notification, and at that point, Solana is probably continuing its trend into that golden pocket 786. That's your key level to break. 265, you could potentially push up towards the highs. All right, let's see. Shout out to Evan. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. He says, opinion on the Fetch AI chart. We could try to take a look at Fetch. Let's see. Bada boom. I don't have a notepad here. I'm going to have to draw on money once again. My pen's on the floor. I got a little too excited on that trade that I took this morning and filmed. I was dancing and listening to house music while we were pumping, or dumping, actually, because it was a short. But yeah, I'll try to remember Fetch. Come on. Wow, this is money is hard to draw on. Just doesn't want to take the ink. Come on. There we go. Fetch. And we said dot we might take a look at. And I'll try to get through as many altcoins as I possibly can, guys. We try to take a look at them all, but it's very, very difficult. Let's see. Let's see. ETH pumping, baby. ETH pumping. Yep, she's at that 786. Let's see. We got our alert set, but we took a look at Solana. Let's jump into, I want to take a look at Ondo, because Ondo, Ondo was ripping pretty hard here from this value area high, which also is, let me go ahead and hide this, fib, right? So we had, this is probably a nice confluence with your fib, golden pocket, value area high. Now, we didn't look at Ondo recently, but if we were, just based off how we do our TA, this would be that key level of support, right? Come on down, or come on up, come on down, put in a potential higher low here on that golden pocket. The anticipation here potentially, at least based off the 15-minute, may be able to be a continuation up. You're probably fighting your other golden pocket from the top, though. Yeah. So it's like golden pocket to golden pocket. So you're in a little bit of a sticky situation there, but I'll pull up some local levels here on Ondo as well. But I want to take a look at the higher time frames. But just for context, right, we got the high, potential higher low here on the golden pocket. But let me go ahead and zoom out here and give a little bit more of a context. Let's see here. Okay, so these are our volume profiles in the longer term. And I do believe if we pull our, whoops, from that swing to the swing. Yeah, it came down pretty dang close to that 786. Pull it from this low. Yeah, so your full 786 is still sitting down here at 91 cents, but it doesn't mean you have to go down there, right? So we got the move up. This could have been a very large macro zone of support here, right? This is a macro golden pocket. You could have put it that could be the higher low, which would call for a potential break. Get the heck out of here. Could call for a potential breakage structure to the upside, but you do have a lot of work to do in order to see that come in. So let's see here. 2-day red dot looking to print. Daily red dot also looking to print. Money flow also continuing to the downside here. So again, I know it feels really euphoric here, guys. This could just be a euphoric push off that news before another impending dump. But yeah, that's kind of the higher time frame context, right? We've come down into this low, back to the POC, back to the high. Now we're kind of just hanging out above this value area high. Really, your next doorway to higher prices, in my opinion, is going to be sitting up here at about $1.58. Doorway to higher prices. So, you know, if you work your way back up here, flip that to support, that's where you can look for your bigger move up on Ondo, in my own personal opinion. But I'm going to pull up some local levels here too, because these are very, very high time frame. So I'll pull up this. Call this, come on, change this to high time frame, and then we'll pull some local levels here as well. Let's hide that. All right, so just going to pull this. It's pretty much the same range that we were kind of looking at before, but I'm just going to bring it up just because it's relevant to this lower range as well. Go ahead, grab our value area low, our POC, our value area high. Come on. Give me the dang box. There we go. So yeah, I mean, yeah, to be quite honest with you guys, like there's no real clean range in here, at least on the higher time frames. Like even the lower time frames are kind of wonky as well. Could potentially pull this. Pretty sketchy. Yeah, it's like really no clean ranges here. A lot of the altcoins were looking pretty chopped up. So yeah, I mean, this is, yeah, it's a little bit, okay. So yeah, I would probably be prone to looking at this. Still kind of a sketchy range, to be quite honest with you. But if I had to pull one, this is what I'd be looking at locally for Ondo. Let's get that. So your local range is value area low, which we bounced from, right? $1.26. POC sitting at $1.33. And then your value area high, which we just rejected, is sitting at about $1.40. So market type for B, still, 4-hour money flow starting to cross over into the green. That is nice. VWAP rolling down. So still some mixed signals here, but the money flow on the 4-hour time frame could indicate the start of a bigger uptrend. But the key level of resistances here are going to be golden pocket value area high, sitting right here between $1.41 to $1.44. But your doorway to higher prices and to potentially break into your larger value area low, which would be another big doorway to higher prices, would be the 786 at $1.48, right? Get above this, $1.48. Right? Come up here. This is always going to be resistance, right? That we could look for shorts back down to the bottom of the range. But once you get up here and break above that 786, very similar to Ethereum, that would call for another move up to test $1.60 or $1.59. And then this is the big level to get above in order to see another big move up on Ondo. So we'll see here. But those are definitely going to be the key levels. You guys can pause the video and screenshot these to get these ranges on your chart. Or if you're in the premium Discord, you could just I think you guys have access to the altcoins as well. Actually, Tony D, we got to figure that out. The whole sharing the charts in the premium thing. I want to see if we can get a way to share my the altcoins. I think it is being shared when I share my Bitcoin chart, but I'm not 100% sure. I think Darren does things and knows the answer to that question. All right, let's see. Shout out to Kevin, says, why are most altcoins at the same price as Bitcoin was around 95K? For example, TIA and Render. Yeah, I mean, listen, Bitcoin's usually the, it's kind of hard to say, to be honest, right? TIA's still kind of hanging out in its lower range here. I mean, this thing just still has not moved. It's just still sitting, like, we looked at this a while ago. It's just still sitting in that same area. But a lot of altcoins, right? Like even Polkadot, still hanging out here at its, where are we at? Let me get my bearings here. Pull up the higher time frames. Polkadot just still hanging out here in its let me hide this. Bada boom. Right, yeah. The Polkadot just still, I said we look at Polkadot too, so I'll just jump into this real quick. We deviated below the low. We've spotted a short squeeze here on Polkadot in the premium Discord at about 446 before getting an explosive rip to the upside off those shorts getting ripped. But we got through the profile, deviated above, and now we're just back in at that POC. But like I said, some of the altcoins and even Bitcoin sometimes, when you break out of a big range like this, it likes to come back down and retest the POC. And I know a lot of people feel like their altcoins are getting crushed. I just want to put some context in here for you guys. The altcoins, sure, they're coming down, right? But overall, this is like not very bad, right? Like we got a huge rip to the upside, a massive 216% rip, right? With a 47% dump, right? So this is your golden pocket POC confluence, right? So this is an area where you could potentially put in a higher low. Now, coming on over to the 3-day, right? Money flow, this was actually looking pretty nice here as money flow was coming up on the 3-day, but now it's come back down a little bit as, a lot of the altcoins are just chopping around. But I do think it's, at the end of the day, guys, based off the 4-year cycle, based off of all this stuff that we're seeing, Trump signing the executive order, like, although this stuff might not have an immediate reaction, well, I guess it kind of did, but, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're immediately going to see it's not like bull run starts now. Everything starts going 100x right now this second. But, in my opinion, right, unless Polkadot's just never, unless Polkadot's going to go to zero and not come anywhere near its last all-time highs, in my opinion, like this is a golden pocket. And in my long-term plan, right, I accumulated Polkadot all in this range. Anytime we were in this accumulation zone or below, I was buying, right? And then I held. got the rip to the upside. If I were looking to buy another dip on Polkadot, my bags are already stacked, right? So I'm not looking to buy any more. But if I were to look at to pick some more up, this would be my first buy the dip target. And then if we lost this golden pocket, you're likely to come to that 786 value area low, which would be dip buy scenario number 2. I can't guarantee we get down there, and I also can't guarantee that we bounce. But what I can give you is the context of understanding that, like, if we wound up coming down here, it's not unlikely that a higher low can be formed at that golden pocket POC before a big rip to the upside. We saw Dogecoin do something like this, right? Dogecoin did something like this as well, right? But Dogecoin was a little bit of a faster mover, right? We were in our accumulation zone. We got the breakout. We got the correction. And what happens? We come down into that 786 POC before putting in a macro higher low and then absolutely screaming back to the upside. So that's kind of the context, right? Like, a lot of people probably bought Dogecoin up here and were wondering why they were wrecked. But in the grand scheme of things on a higher time frame, this is a pullback for a higher low and a continuation of a larger bull market uptrend. So it's the same thing on Polkadot. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Shout out to Shakan says, crypto merch. Interesting. Shout out to you, bro. Says, I find it hilarious. All the best coins right now for the narratives are coins everyone was dismissing as dino coins. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is why I don't really pay attention to the noise in the crypto market. Now, obviously, you want to keep up with the new narratives. I hold a lot of newer coins, but when I see something like Polkadot sitting down in literally its bear market range, not the 2024 fake out bear market, the actual bear market range, when we went from the all-time high to the lows, when you're sitting in that lower accumulation, right, no one's going to want to buy Polkadot when this thing is ripping back to the upside. Now, I can't guarantee that it's going to go back up to new all-time highs or, 50x from here, but in my opinion, guys, I am a value area trader. I trade the rotations from one value area to another, right? So in my opinion, we are ping-ponging around here, and unless Polkadot goes to zero, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time whether we come back down to the lows or we bounce from this golden pocket to see this do something similar as Doge, where you get back into your upper range, flip that value area low, which is your doorway to higher prices, and then see this push up through that larger profile for at least a macro golden pocket 786 retracement, which from where we are right now is about a 500 to 600% pump, right? So, again, am I betting on this to make a 100x move? No. Obviously, the market cap's higher, and I genuinely don't think that Polkadot's necessarily going to get the hype that the new coins will get, which is something you do want to keep in mind. But I don't know. I'm holding Polkadot. Not financial advice. I'm not telling anyone else to buy it. But if I didn't think this thing was going to go up, I would sell it all right now because I'm pretty much at break even. So I just think it's like the risk to reward here is very, very good for such a coin that's done well in the past and has it's a good project, in my opinion, right? So, how high do I think it can go? Between $60 and $70 would be like really, really big levels for me. But as a trader, right, I'm looking to come into this value area and at least rip up and fill this volume profile in full. If you just compare this, right, to the Bitcoin chart, let's pull this up side by side, right? If you pull this up to the Bitcoin chart, phone was ringing. I thought that was going to be Tony D telling me I was frozen. Pull this up to the Bitcoin chart, right, on the weekly. Right now, you can see my cursor on both charts here, right? 2021 all-time highs. Polkadot, both double-topped, right? With bearish divergences on the higher time frames. Big bear market. Lower accumulation range, right? With the weekly money flow in the red on Bitcoin. This is where we look to accumulate Bitcoin. When weekly money flow is in the red, that's the bottom, right? And when you look at this chart, right, Bitcoin's obviously gotten the move up, and obviously Bitcoin's always the first mover. A lot of the altcoins will lag behind. Some of the newer ones get the bigger pumps first, but you look at this, it's like, hey, and what did Bitcoin do here, right? Bitcoin at first, right? One of the reasons I was looking up to come fill this larger volume profile from 30,000 to 48 to 50K was basically the same thing that we're looking at on Polkadot, right? It's very simple. It's just a rotation of value. Here's your value area above from the bull market. Here's your lower accumulation range, right? You have that lower accumulation range. You break out. Once you start tapping your head on that previous value area low, that's where you're looking to get above it, fill that range in full, and then what else did you have up here towards that value area high? You had your macro golden pocket. It's literally the same thing on Polkadot, right? Your accumulation range, which is obviously much longer than Bitcoin's, right? But if this breaks out, gets into that lower range, looking for that full fill of the range into that golden pocket 786. And that's assuming, right, that it's not going to make new all-time highs, right? For Bitcoin, that was still a massive move. We knew once we got above 30K, it was going to give us a very high probability move through that profile for a nice 75 to almost 100% rip to that 786, right? And what happens? We get above it, and price comes to the upside. So it's very similar, and that's kind of how I'm viewing this, right? So, if Polkadot doesn't do that and everything is screaming to the upside in a massive bull market and Polkadot's just dead, I don't know. You can't win them all, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm handling it, and that's the reasoning why, right? So yeah, no one's going to want to buy Polkadot down here. Everyone's going to want to buy it when it's up here, right? And that's where most people come in towards the top, right? Even if it comes up here, right? And then they hold all the way back to the bottom. But there you go. Quick little explanation on the Dino coin thing. I agree with you. I forgot who said that. But anyway, let's continue on. Let me check in on chat real quick. Let's see. The best toaster is French Toaster. Shout out to French Toaster in the chat. Let's see. Shout out to Chemistry Bro, says Layer 0, Cosmos, and Link are better interoperability chains. Plays anyways. Yeah, shout out to Chem Bro. Actually, Cosmos, another one I hold. Where are we at? Where's it at? There it is, right? Very kind of a similar outlook on Cosmos as well. Where are we at? Bada boom, right? So you have your 2021 all-time highs, bear market 2022. Cosmos kind of still hanging out below its major accumulation zone. Maybe if I bring this up a little bit more. Let's adjust this slightly. Boom. Whoops. POC value area high, right? So kind of a similar play here on Cosmos. Now, I am only pulling this little top range. Technically, if I were to be looking at this like I was looking at Polkadot and Bitcoin, it would have to be pulled here, but this range is a little bit wonky. But technically, this would be more of that same situation, right? Where you have your upper range from the bull market of 2021, right? Same thing with Cosmos, and same kind of theory here, and my same thesis on Cosmos is, from a structural and technical standpoint, there's your lower accumulation, right? Like Cosmos still sitting down here near its, 2023 and 2022 lows, right? Literally sitting right at its 2022 lows, right? So we get a back above this value area low, come into that POC, come to the value area high, get the breakout into this bigger range. Another kind of very similar play, looking for that to come up about 578%, just up to its previous value area high, which again, I can't guarantee this because I didn't look at it just yet, but it very, confluent with that 786 retracement, right? So to see that come into the full fib retracement levels, even that, right? Even if you topped out there, it's a really, really nice move for a good project, right? So very, very similar situation. All right, let's continue on here. Time capitulation. Time capitulation is a real thing. Yeah, shout out to Shakan. Okay, what about upcoming Japan and Fed announcements? I don't know. Volatility incoming, probably. Let's see. Divergences on Trump coin. I do want to keep an eye here on the list. I'm going to take a look at let's take a look here. We got Solana. We took a look. We'll take a look at XRP with an algo. But real quick, I do want to check in on Trump because we were looking at Trump the other day. Let's see here. It's going 100K, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I got to get off the 6-day here. Where's our Trump chart? Okay, so for Trump, this is interesting, right? So when we were looking here, we were looking to get above this value area low and push into that 47.47 POC, 47.37, right? And then we pushed into that, and I was saying it was funny because it's 47th president, right? Was that the top forever? Potentially. Obviously meme coins are hard to read like that, but let's see what we got going on here. Levels remain the same. Your next lower support levels are obviously going to be sitting down here. It's like really the only thing that I can pull from back here. You have your value area high at 29, POC at 26, and then you have your value area low at 24.61. So if you continue dumping, like this is really your next major support level. I'll even drop some price notes on here so you guys can actually see the targets. Right, so these would be like technically the next targets to the downside with your high, your POC, and your low. But you're kind of just wiggling around here. It's, to be honest, kind of hard to read just because you're kind of just slowly grinding to the downside. Let's see here. Let's pull from the high to the low. 786. Yeah, you lose this 786, you might get the bigger drop, to be quite honest with you. But if you hold the 786, that's your best chance. Hold that 786, push into the value area low at 4140. And then that's your chance to potentially come up, but you've already rejected that POC. I'd be careful here, right? Like, I don't really, I mean, it's a meme coin, right? Like, these are sometimes don't respect the TA as well as we would like them to. But yeah, this is, and again, I can't get any higher time frame context here, which makes it really hard. But yeah, you don't really have divs here, in my opinion. Maybe some exaggerated divs. Equal lows with your higher lows, green dot incoming. That's your best bet to come back up. But again, you got to hold that 786. If you lose this 786, I'll give you the price in just a second. If you lose that 34.34 786, it's probably going to give you that bigger drop to the downside, in my own personal opinion. No guarantees. But if you can get these, again, these are exaggerated divs. I like to see lower lows on price. If this was a lower low on price with a higher low on momentum waves, I'd feel much different about this to hold and getting a bounce back up in here. But, exaggerated divs can play out sometimes. So see what happens. But you're definitely dancing with, playing with fire there for sure. All right, let's jump into XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. When is XRP going to move, guys? It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, right? And I know there are some rumors. about XRP. I'm not a big, again, I'm not going to trade these rumors, but it is nice to hear. I don't know I don't want to butcher the story here, but it's kind of the typical story of like it's gonna replace the Swift banking system, right? And there are talks of that apparently, but they are rumors. But hey, rumors sometimes pump price, guys, before we get another dump. But let's see here. 2-hour green dot is printing. I mean, we're pretty much in the same situation that we've been in, right? I'll just zoom out here. We got that big consolidation here. We got the breakout that we were looking at after we got above the 786. We looked to push up into our first target, which obviously was sitting here between 332 and about 314. And now we're just kind of sitting up here, consolidating again, which we know XRP likes to do before it explodes to the upside. Now, again, I can't guarantee this is going to be the case, but this is typically what we see happen. I talk about this every time we look at XRP. This thing just loves to coil up and rip. When it starts moving, it starts moving. I mean, look at this move that we've gotten already. Boom, coil up, boom, coil up, boom, coil up, boom, coil up, boom, coil up. Right? Maybe we get that next little rip to the upside. It is looking good. We even pulled this bars pattern yesterday on the live stream, just kind of looking at this. Again, I'm not expecting it. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to play out exactly the same. This is obviously very speculative, but, it's just a typical kind of XRP consolidation pattern before it rips back to the upside. So we'll see. Are we going to be able to see our targets get hit here, guys? Potentially our longer-term targets sitting up at about 528. People might be thinking to yourself, Frankie, why are you not looking for $10,000? Listen, guys, we talked about this the other day. If XRP hits $400 or $10,000, whatever it is, I'm buying Tony 3 solid gold Lamborghinis. You won't even be able to drive them because they're so heavy, but we just won't know what to do with our trillions of dollars. But like I said, market cap is a thing. Will replacing the, maybe, I don't know. All the theories are, there's a ton of different theories to send XRP into the hundreds or thousands of dollars. But again, as a trader and as someone who's been in the crypto market for 3 cycles, however many years that is, we see this stuff happen every single time, right? Like the super cycle stuff, the XRP to $10,000. Now, obviously, every cycle that goes by, maybe the super cycle becomes more and more likely. Eventually, those people probably will be right at some point. But you do have to be careful, right? Because this is oftentimes when you hear these things, it's what traps people in the market. So just be careful. But I will say this, like XRP is not looking too bad here with the consolidation at this target, right? Like if we can get this breakout, I am going to be looking up towards 352 to about $4.18 as the next major targets. Are we going to see these targets hit very soon? It could be. I'm going to jump into Market Cypher B and do a little bit more analysis here with you guys. But first, I got to take a sip of that black coffee, guys. How's the Bitcoin daily close looking? I will jump into that in just a second. Let's see. We'll never see Frankie again. Shout out to Tony Roaz. No, I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't really taken any time off. Any time off I've taken off since I've started this channel has been like to do something I had to do. It's like go to like a function or something, or a wedding or something I needed to do. And even then, I'm doing videos in the hotel rooms. It's really hard for me to take time off. I just don't like it. It gives me anxiety. But I will say this: at some point, maybe in the bear market, I'll take like a week off or something. But I don't care, guys. Whatever the heck it doesn't matter, guys. Listen, if I wound up becoming a XRP trillionaire, I would just be doing these live streams probably from like a spaceship or something, or we'll just be live. We'll have a crazy, I don't know. We'll literally be live in space. But yeah, I would never. I genuinely enjoy what I do way too much to ever stop this, guys. Like I say this all the time, guys. I wake up every day and I want to pinch myself. I'm like, I cannot believe that I get to wake up every day and share all this stuff with you guys and change people's lives, teaching them how to do TA and teaching them how to trade and just get to have fun and do live streams and make videos. It's the coolest thing in the world. So I don't care if I'm worth $10 trillion. We're still doing these live streams. But yeah, let's see. Let's see, XRP to 10,000. If that happens, I will buy the Bahamas. Yes. Shout out to Michael Snelling. That's the one thing, right? Like in my head, it's like I don't know what the conspiracy theories are of it going to 10K, but I'll just say this. If that were to happen, guys, like I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know if there would be enough liquidity. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'd literally be worth like, I don't know, trillions, but I'd be worth like multiple billions of dollars. I don't know. That'd be crazy. But hey, stuff happens. Stuff happens, guys. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Felix said, yo, bro, what's going on? And he disappeared. He said, what's going on from the UK? Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. Okay, so let's continue on. There is no time for, wait. Oh, my God. Chat just moved too fast. There is no time for anything but crypto. This is serious business. Cancel all appointments. Shout out to Mark. Yeah. I will say, guys, there's a lot of times to pay attention in crypto. The best time to pay attention in crypto is during the bear markets when no one else wants to pay attention. If you've been here since the beginning of my channel, you will know this, and you will know that we've come out on the other side in a very, very big way, right? I tell people all the time at the beginning of my channel, guys, this is the time to pay attention to crypto. Price drops. Everyone's saying it's dead. Oh, my God, it's so boring. You go sideways for a long time. It's super, super boring. It's depressing, especially if you're holding DAGs from the top. But this is where you double down, right? Because you don't see these prices very often when you're, down here. So, but another time to pay attention is probably right now, guys. Like, even if you take a look at the, is there a do we have a, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Logarithmic regression here. Let me take a look at this on the weekly. Is this still working? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll tell you what. At least for Bitcoin, right? At least for Bitcoin. Like, listen, is this going to be a super cycle? Are we going to see 500K, 200K? You guys know my targets. I have the 2025 prediction video. If you want to check that out, you can find out my higher targets. But, I will say, if you look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you look at the logarithmic regression chart, typically you start peaking above here. You could kind of look at these as like volume profiles, right? It's kind of very similar, right? If I hide this actual volume profile, right? Like back here, you get above get above this red lower band here, and you shoot up, flip that POC to support. Obviously, it's not a POC. And then you look for a move into the value area high, even though it's not a value area high. And then you deviate above. This is super overvalued. What happens? You get a move back into the range and a move back down to your POC, right? Then you get a bounce back to your value area high, deviation above your volume profile, and then you get back into the value area. Flip that value area high to resistance, back to the POC. That POC acts as a magnet for price, right? And again, I know this isn't a volume profile, but it worked very similarly. Price kind of bing-bonged around here, right? And then you lose it. Where do you go? To the value area low and beyond. Once you're below that value area, right? And again, it's not the value area. I mean, unless you are looking at it as a value area, right? You lose this. It is your value area. I mean, low key. Value area high, not super out of line with that line. But once you lose it, you get undervalued below your value area, and this is where you would want to accumulate, especially if you dip down into the blue levels. It's typically a good time to buy, right? This is actually a really simple way to look at your long-term bags, right? If you were buying down here as you were undervalued, right, then you get back above here, boom, right to the POC, flip the value area low to support, boom, back to the POC. Just to put it in perspective, guys, we're approaching the high here, right? So it's not saying that we can't come up, but I know a lot of people are going to be calling for 500 grand, 250K. I'm not saying that can't happen. We'll reassess the situation when we get there, right? But typically, yeah, peak above, come back down. Peak above, come back down. Peak above, come back down. Peak above, potentially come back down. But super cycle. They were saying that back here too, guys. Now, I will say, this time is a little different, right? We've never had an American crypto stockpile, right? But we'll see what happens, right? But just to keep everybody, keep your head on your shoulders here, right? Like for Bitcoin, we are no longer in like the good time to accumulate, right? Like the best time to accumulate, if you weren't accumulating at the low, is if you were looking, as you approach the halving, it's usually time to start picking up because then that halving happens and then you get the rip. So just to put that into perspective, these are really nice things to look at. And this is for free. I don't know who made this, but if you want to pull this up on your chart, I don't know why that won't work, but this is called logarithmic regression weekly. I wish I could pull it up in here. I don't know why this won't work. But there you go. Come check that out. Shout out to whoever made that. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Gatorbite says, talking super cycles got so many new investors absolutely wrecked last cycle. The global liquidity cycles ends November. Be out of the markets or regret. Shout out to Gatorbite. I don't know. Dude, if we did not have a chat already pinned that we want to keep up there, I would pin that chat, dude. 100%. You guys know where I fall on that, right? The bull markets are always accompanied by a rallying stock market, looser monetary policy. It's all the same thing, right? Now, the 4-year cycle is a thing, right? It does play out. It's a way to view the market. But again, I always say this. Until Bitcoin rips and continues to rip while stocks and everything else is dumping, which maybe at some point does happen. Is it going to be this cycle? Maybe. But I can't oh, my God, my OPS is bugging out again today. But, yeah, what happened to my overlay? My overlay just disappeared. Very interesting. All right, no more overlay. Hang on one second here, guys. I don't know why that... I don't know why that disappeared. Well, anyway, but yeah, it basically just tracks traditional finance. You have to remember that, guys. And again, is this the time? Maybe, but I'm not willing to put all my bets on that, right? Because a lot of people were putting their bets on it here, and when we were at 30K saying it was the bottom, and then it got wrecked, right? People say it all the time. So don't get fooled by that, especially when things are going up. So honestly, to be quite honest, a lot of the news that I'm seeing right now, right? Like what they say, Crypto Anon was telling us there was Forbes was saying XRP to $400. Like this is sometimes the stuff that is like alarming to hear as we're ripping, right? That does make me a little bit nervous. But anyway, let's continue on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at, there's that trade that I'm going to break down in the video we're going to drop tomorrow. But let's go ahead and jump in. We took a look at XRP. Let's take a look at Algo. But real quick on XRP, I just want to bring up some of these local levels here, guys. Again, this is somewhat of a sideways range, right? So this is some kind of a local context that you can look at for XRP. It is more of like a pennant kind of situation. Yeah, it is a little bit more of like a pennant situation. But this will be your local levels for XRP, just so you guys have them on your chart. In case you're looking for shorter-term trades here, value area high, POC, value area low, right? So just for lower time frame trades, like this is typically where we're looking for longs. You don't have any bullish divergences down here, which kind of stinks. Otherwise, if we had something like this, right, and we can get some other confirmations, that would look for a fill of that range, but I would be a little bit careful here. But that would be kind of your local support, right? But in the grand scheme of things, coming back over to our actual XRP chart, that's this local range here. We wind up losing that. I'll pull up the VPVR really quickly. Yeah, high volume here, high volume here. You have some other high volume nodes within this gap. But for the most part, pretty big volume gap here. Quick moves up sometimes lead to quick moves down. So it's kind of hard to say. You do have a gap here, but you have some high volume nodes that you could hold. You can see we held this one here just a little bit. But, bigger support levels down below. You obviously have your lower range down here. Which hopefully we don't have to come back down and visit. Hopefully we can just continue to bing bong around here and get this thing to scream back to the upside to those upper targets that we just looked at. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at Algo or Algorand. Let's see. All Set said VPVR sounds like a beeper ringtone. Shout out to All Set. We got to bring back beepers, guys. Two things I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back beepers, guys, and I'm bringing back the Italian money knot. If you guys are Italian out there, you guys know every Italian family has multiple uncles. It's probably Uncle Mike, Uncle Tony, or Uncle Anthony, which I guess would be Uncle Tony. But if you guys are Italian, you know the Italian money knot. You got your uncles, right? You're at the holidays, right? You're doing whatever, and they go, hey, come here, son. Get over here. Come on, what do you need? You need some money? You need some money? And they just whip out like a gigantic wad of cash. And they're just like, come on, here you go. Let me peel some off the top for you, brother. There you go. Come on, be good, kid. Be good, right? Or was that just my family? Anyway, but yeah, I'm bringing back the Italian money knot, guys. I am just going to unreasonably carry a massive amount of cash because it just feels cooler paying with stuff in cash, even though we hate dirty fiat. Bringing back the Italian money knot. Shout out to all my Italians out there. So we're bringing back beepers and the Italian money knot. Age reveal. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Wait, are you asking for an age reveal, or are you saying I just revealed my age? Yeah. I never used beepers, but I remember my parents having beepers. I still have my beeper. Shout out to Mike Williams. Shout out to Gen Z. He says, busy day. What's up, guys? Shout out to you, man. What is going on? Welcome in. And the Italian bullhorn. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. I wore an Italian horn most of my life. I had an Italian horn. And people used to always ask me why I had a chili pepper on my neck. And I'd be like, it's an Italian horn. What are you doing? Get out of here. But yeah, I'm going to get a new Italian horn, I think. We're going to get a huge one, like a hilariously big one. Let's see. What's the average age of the Mafia? Tony, let's run a poll. Let's find the average age of the Mafia. Tony, if you could run a poll and then run the math and let us know the average age of the Mafia, let us know. We could also look at the YouTube analytics potentially, but yeah. All right, let's continue on here. Yeah, the Italian money knot. We're bringing it back, guys. It was always like, hey, Uncle Mike, aren't you a plumber? Why do you have $5,000 cash in your pocket? A little suspicious there, Uncle Mike. What kind of plumber are you? Anyway, let's see. There we go. Yo, what's up? G-Dub in the chat say, yo, Frankie, what is going on, man? Welcome in. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get you guys closer to $150 in free Solana. If we hit 1,000 likes, what are we at right now? We got 1,000 people in here, guys. We can run this up. Run this up to 700 likes, guys. On 3, we can smash this up to 1,000 likes, or at least 700. 1, 2, 3. Smash that like button right now. I'll give away $200 in Solana. 300, 500, $1 million. What do we got to do? Run it up, baby. Let's do it. All right, let's continue on here. No, they just didn't trust banks. Cashing the whole paycheck. Shout out to Shakan. Yeah, probably. That's why I'm in crypto. My family didn't trust the banks, and neither do I. But it is cooler. Cash is cooler than throwing a card on the table. Until I can actually pay with crypto everywhere. I think I'm going to start carrying around more cash. I'm just kidding, guys. If you ever see me in public, I have no money on me. Anyway, let's continue on. You can take the cash, but you'll never get my crypto. Let's see. Do you think most retail aren't back as they got burned from the last cycle? Shout out to Felix. I think some retail is back, right? I think it happens in waves, right? We get the big rips to the upside. They come back. And then we go sideways. They kind of get bored. Maybe some of them hold their bags. Some of them capitulate. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, we have a pretty clear gauge of it. On YouTube, right? Because we could just tell by the numbers, Bitcoin rips, all the retail comes back. We get way more viewers than we typically do. But yeah, I mean, it gets a little slow as Bitcoin goes sideways. But I don't think, I don't really think we've seen peak euphoria. I mean, again, just look at the altcoins. Ethereum has not made a new all-time high yet. Again, this is very unlikely to be the case for the full bull market. If this whole bull market goes by and ETH doesn't make a new all-time high, I will shave my head and wear no hat for all the live streams until my hair grows back. Yeah, which might take a long time these days. Anyway, let's continue on here, guys. Jumping on into Algorand. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so Algo, we're kind of bing-bonging around. We still just stuck in this local volume profile. I'm going to hide this low volume gap real quick. We're just still within our profile here. We came down, kind of created a new range down here. I can't really pull this as a whole range, to be honest. Yeah, I would be inclined to look at this as 2 separate ranges, right? It would probably be something like this, right? Range, right? So you're kind of just bing-bonging around these 2 value areas. But hold above this low. It's your best chance to get back up here to the high. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I will say, I'm probably more inclined to look at this on a higher time frame. And if we look at it, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And let me just hide this volume profile real quick. So, in the grand scheme of things, right? just like we were looking at on Polkadot, right? Here's your like bear market range. You get the impulse, right? We're kind of just on our way into the upper value area. This white box is a low volume gap. If we wind up getting through here, you could see like once we break into this zone, we kind of fly through that low volume gap. And if I pull up the VPVR, you guys can see it in real time here, right? Let's zoom in a bit just to get a little more accurate volume reading. So you can see, right, like once you get into this box, you have a pretty big fall off in volume up until about 71 cents. So once we can get up in here, that's where we could potentially see that quick move into about 71 cents with our doorway to higher prices, our larger doorway to higher prices just above at about 81 cents. So hopefully, once we get above this ledge, right, or this shelf in volume, we could start to see that quick push up into the value area high and a potential flip of support of that value up to this value area low, flip that to support, and then see that bigger move up where we have the macro golden pocket 786 retracement sitting at about $1.80. This is just very simply put. Again, like I do find it very funny. Like not anyone specific said this, but on a lot of a lot of live streams or even in comments, people are like, what's going on? My Algorand is wrecked. And it's like it's only wrecked because you must have bought up here, right? Like Algorand is up. It's up 472% with a small pullback of 50%. And yes, I know 50% is not a small pullback, but it is in the grand scheme of a massive multi-100% rip to the upside. This is nothing to worry about. So I always say this. If you feel like you got wrecked, right, it's more signifying your entry rather than like the performance of the asset, right? So it's like that's why I always ask people. They're like, hey, I'm wrecked on this coin. What's going on with it? And I look at it and I'm like, I mean, nothing's going on with it. It's not really wrecked, but you probably just entered at the wrong time, which is totally okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Like everyone, it's hard not to buy those pumps, right? It is very hard not to buy those pumps. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Locally, you do just kind of have these mixed ranges in here. It's kind of choppy. Let me see something here real quick. Yeah, it's really hard to pull this range just because it's quite choppy. So I would just be inclined to look at this as a range and then look at that as our second range. So, but in the grand scheme of things, like you really just want to get into this volume gap to push up to your larger levels. Other than that, taking a look at the higher time frames, 3-day red dot printing, no bearish divergence, but you do have the 3-day red dot printing. Money flow still in the green here, though. So, even if you do get a little bit of a pullback, even if you were to pull this, man, I hate this ugly range, man. It's like kryptonite when you can't pull these volume profiles. I'm not going to lie. But I will say, yeah, even actually, you could probably pull this in full. Boom. So yeah, I mean, you're right now, the context here within this range is you got above the profile, you're back in, testing that value area high. Money flow kind of coming up here. Definitely mixed signals. Like even if you look at this money flow, guys, it's like it's coming up, but hard rejection. These altcoins are very choppy. Very choppy. Not the most beautiful trading. Unlike Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's being very clean. But yeah, if you can't get back above this value area high with that 3-day red dot printing, money flow coming out on the daily, maybe you get some turbulence, but if you get stuck in this range here, potentially the doorway is open to this POC value area low zone sitting at about 34 to 32 cents. So if we get down there, hold above that, you could potentially look for longs down here for a potential continuation up. But I wouldn't be surprised if you get the pullback just because of the higher time frame red dots. 2-day red dot printing as well with that money flow coming out on the daily. Yikes. Yeah, but then then you come down to some of these lower time frames, and yeah, just very choppy. But this is probably the local range I would look out for algo. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. You can get that on your charts. All right, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Audio is a coin. Oh, shout out to Jesse. I thought they were telling me my audio was too loud. Shout out to Chemistry Bro said, Wade, can't turn it up. I have my YouTube slider near the bottom because it's loud compared to other things on my PC. Shout out to Kembro. Let's see. Cardano. Let's take a look at Cardano real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's take a look here. So Cardano, what do we got going on? So still sitting at our value area low. I'll be honest. I think we looked at this yesterday. I don't remember exactly what we were looking at. But you do have this is a fresh daily. Yeah, you still have your fresh daily down here in confluence with your value area low. So your key level support's very clear here on Cardano, 95 to 94 cents. If you could hold above this, which I'll be honest, 3-hour money flow in the red, 2-hour money flow in the red, 5-hour money flow and crossing over. Again, this volatility and, with the news, it does make it a little bit weird. Yeah, 8-hour money flow crossover into the red, daily money flow crossover into the red. From a binary perspective, guys, that is not a bullish sign. Doesn't mean you're going to instantly dump. And again, in a bull market, you could sometimes get fake outs back to the upside. But, from a key level perspective here, hold above this value area low, daily level. Yeah, you didn't get any, real nice bullish divergences down here at all. Your real key levels here at about 94 cents. If you lose this daily, could get a bigger drop down towards your next weekly level and daily level, sitting closer to 85 to 84 cents. Now, yeah, you're just still in this, kind of just still bing-bonging around in this very, very large range. Yeah, nothing really here. You're at the value area low. You never got bull divs here. You don't have bull divs here. I guess you have slight bullish divergences here on the 80-minute, maybe low time frame divs. No, you didn't even really kind of on the 30-minute. Yeah, you're kind of just choppy. This is not beautiful trading, right? That's why I always say you want to wait for the extremes of the volume profile, right? And we're just not really seeing tons of entry confirmations down here. But, you come up to the high. That's where you get your big rotation. Technically, this is a key level to be looking for trades at, but I'm just not really seeing a ton of beautiful confirmation here. There's really no trade here for me, in my own personal opinion. If we had confirmation here, I would look for something. But let's see, 16-hour green dot looking to print. Yeah, money flow chopped. Yeah, very choppy. But those are the key levels, guys. If you could stay above here, you could remain inside this larger profile. If you lose it, I'd be looking for a drop down towards about 86 cents. Yeah, and you have the 786 here as well. Let me see if I can front run something here real quick. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Maybe, potentially, if you saw something like this, let me hide this golden pocket, right? Maybe if you saw something like this, right, lower low into that 786, right, with bullish divergences on something like a 2-hour, that would be a potential opportunity to look for maybe a leverage long for a potential, with the opportunity to potentially see that fill in full. But I again, the signals aren't huge here. But if I were seeing a bull, money flow would have to be coming up as well. Something like that might be in the cards if we can come down and put that lower low in. But I'd like to see those bull divs because we do not have them right now, at least on any significant time frames. But I would be careful. Money flow on the higher time frames is pretty chopped up right now. So unless we see that fake out bull market situation, could be a little bit of a could be a little bit weird here. Because if we're just going to bull market, have that money flow come back into the green, it could be just a, I don't know. It could just, I don't know. It's really hard. This is a choppy chart. I'm not looking for trades here. If I saw a 2-hour bull div, maybe there's something to have. Again, not like a trade signal or anything like that. It would have to depend on, what the markets look like as we push down and put those signals in. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue on here. I just realized, shout out the username said, I just realized all the color palettes match on this from neon sign to the charts. Adorable. I dig it. Shout out to you, bro. We've seen a purple and a blue hat, pink and cyan. That is. All right, let's continue on. Can you tell us how you find your daily and weekly levels? Shout out to International. It's a great question. I actually have a video in the beginner series showing you exactly how I do it. But just to give a quick tutorial, I don't want to spend too much time on this because we got to get into width. But real quick, on a daily time frame, what I like to do, go check out the video. But real quick, what I like to do is I like to pull them from the candle closes, right? So on a daily, we don't have any fresh dailies here. They're all kind of tapped. But you can see this daily here. Really what I look at is I use the magnet tool to snap to the bodies of the candles, and that would be a daily level, right, or a daily pivot. So that's kind of how I pull those. But I show you exactly how I find all my key levels of support and resistance. It's all in the beginner series for free. Go watch the beginner series, guys. It'll bring you from 0 to absolute hero on the charts. I promise you that. All right, let's continue on. Shout out to Dad Buddha Beats. Said, can you see my messages? Yes, I can. Shout out to you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on. And Hot Pink. Yeah, Hot Pink. Shout out to Minaj. But anyway, let's continue on here. Okay, let's take a look at whiff real quick. We haven't taken a look at whiff in some time. I don't even know if we have a whiff chart, to be quite honest with you. But I can tell you this. This is pretty wild. Almost have like a full profile there. So obviously we can look at this as different profiles. You're down here near your 2024 lows. Let's check that 4-hour. No bull div, man. Where's the bullish divergences at the lows? We don't have the bull div here. Money flow trying to cross back into the green on the 4-hour. Daily green dot looking to print. You do have the daily bull div here. Oh, my God. Daily bull div, guys. Lower low, higher lows. That prints. Could get a bounce. Back up to the POC. Back up to the value area high at $1.77. So that could be. Again, money flow is not confluent here. I wouldn't say this is necessarily like the most beautiful setup. You have the bull divs. You have the lower lows on your price action, even pulled all the way back to here. You are hitting key support. Now, again, why is this such a key level of support? Not only is it your value area low of your local range, but if I go ahead and pull that range that I just showed, hide all of this, right? And we just pull this overall. Boom. You're playing around with your like overall value area low since March 2024. Which, or should I say whiff? Yeah. So, if you look at this chart, like this is definitely something to look at here. Of course, that's not going to load. I just wanted to see if we had other price action that we could look at, and we do. But, yeah, this is definitely a key level of support, which means if you put those divergences in at the lows, it could be a very, 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 very good sign. 2-day bull divs trying to print here. But, again, I will say, money flow, the money flow here is bearish, right? You would need this to literally look the opposite. If I were looking for a huge move up here, I would want to see bull divs at the low with money flow crossing into the green. That's not what we're seeing. So unless we just get a fake out into the red here, you do have the bull div. So not impossible to get the bounce. But yeah, 16-hour bull div is printing. Let's check that 1-hour time frame. No money flow crossover into the green, unfortunately. 45 minutes starting to come up. I would definitely be looking at this as key support for sure. You have high time frame bull divs technically. 16-hour bull div is actually pretty clean. Or 4 hours not a bull div. But 16-hour bull div is actually pretty clean, right? Lower lows into your key level of support. So get above this value area low at about $1.43. You could look for a move into the POC at about $1.56. And then get above there. You might be able to start a much bigger move to the upside. But you definitely, I definitely want to say this. You do have resistance above. It's not just going to be an instant rip to the POC and value area high, obviously. But, what is this? This is a nice little, 30% move to your local Fibonacci retracement. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, these would be my macro levels for whiff. This is kind of a clean range on a higher time frame. So it just puts validity to that higher time frame, or puts validity on the lower time frame support levels that we've been looking at. So you definitely want to hold it. If you lose it, you might be, again, we don't have the price action on this chart, but you might be ready for a bigger drop to the downside in that case. But hopefully you could hold this. This is the best support you could be at the moment with bull divs. Technically, I just got. Am I back? Are we live? I don't know what the heck just happened, guys. I don't know what just happened. I think I'm live again. Too much sauce. Frankie the TA mob's coming for you. Shout out to Kemero. They're supposed to be on the same team as us. Can you guys see me? Let me see some candles in the chat if you guys can see me again. You're teaching without the required university degree. Hacker attack. Oh, God. Shout out to Vulcan. They don't want us getting ahead. We good. Okay. Not gonna lie, guys. Not gonna lie. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. I updated my PC. I don't know. We're hacked, guys. We're hacked. I'm trading views literally on a spinning wheel of death right now. Yeah, we're sharing too much sauce, guys. They're trying to shut down the whiff setups. They're trying to shut down the fire whiff setups, guys. And TradingView just won't load now. TradingView just won't load. Froze again. Oh, God, man. Oh, God. All right. Well, guys, unfortunately, I don't know what's going on here. Luckily, we are at about almost 2 hours for the live stream, so we almost got through the whole thing. If you guys can hear me, I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll cover the altcoins that we didn't cover tonight in tomorrow night's live stream. TradingView's not loading, so hopefully you guys can see me, but even if you can see me, TradingView's just not working right now. I don't know why this keeps... Just joined the Discord. Shout out to Dave. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. Tony D, you get to go to Micro Center tomorrow, bro. So shout out to Tony D. Actually, Tony has a busy day tomorrow. But Tony, yeah, let's build a... I don't know what we need. Should we just start live streaming from the MacBook? Just like on my couch in my living room or something? I don't know. But TradingView is literally broken, guys. I think it sounds like you guys can see me. Okay, Stream Deck is down. There is TradingView, guys. It's been doing this since I lagged out. So unfortunately, I think I do have to wrap it up here. I'll give it one more shot. I'll try to restart it here. I'll even do a little bit of a Control-Alt-Delete. We'll get it really end out TradingView here. Maybe I have to... yeah, we need a studio PC. Maybe we need a streaming PC. Maybe we need separate PCs. I don't know. Somebody call Ninja or somebody call Kai Sinat and ask them how they do it. But yeah, we are running a lot of heavy stuff here. Let me go ahead and see if I can... I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to give it one more shot here for the Mafia, but I appreciate your guys' patience. Let's see here. Seems like no, definitely not an internet problem. The whole computer's freaking out. Let's see. Try a new browser like Firefox. Shout out to Kembro. That is the most common request that I get or recommendation that I get. And I don't know. I think I have an emotional attachment to Google Chrome. I don't know what it is. And also, more specifically, having 30 Google Chrome tabs open at one time. And here we are. Okay, I started it back up, and it just does not want to load here, guys. TradingView is just broken, and now I got a spinning wheel of death. Everything's frozen. Oh, my God. Tony D. Okay, hang on. Hang on, we're not frozen here. Okay, yeah, we're screwed, guys. We're screwed. I apologize, guys. I'm trying to show you the screen here. Is that going to work? And there we go. We're just still on the spinning wheel of death. This is unbelievable. Turn your fan on, Frankie. Shout out to Nick Dunn. I actually, literally, the first thing I did when I froze was get up and turn the fan on. But that wasn't the fan cooling off the computer. But anyway, guys. Oh, my God, we're back. Let's go. Can't shut us down. Take that, guys. Take that. Take that. I don't know who's hacking us, but they can't take us down here, guys. All right, back to Whiff here. I doubt this is going to work for very long, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up anyway. But I'm going to jump in here real quick. Go back to Whiff. So, yeah, we'll see if we can hold that value area low. But just to keep in mind, right, macro value area low is there, right? It is there. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, you have pretty significant weekly levels down here as well, which you have come down and tapped. You actually had like 2 weekly levels here. Weekly. Yeah, and they have been tapped. So you got weekly levels down here. You're tapping into it. You got bullish divergences. Weekly VWAP is technically coming to the upside. So again, it's not like the most beautiful setup in my opinion, but if you can get back above that value area high or value area low, could potentially look for those bull divs to play out and give you a move into that POC. Once you get above there, you got to be careful around those Fibonacci retracements. And then once you get above that 786, you might be able to work your journey through here up to that value area high. That would be the long-term target, right? The longer-term target. Now, if I go ahead and hide that larger range, go ahead and pull up our local ranges. You can see, if you want local context here, I can almost guarantee you, right? Pull your fib from the high to the low here. Yeah, and your Fibonacci retracement confluence on that value area high is there. Right, so again, that bigger range would be the longer-term outlook, right? But locally, if we could hold this low, if you're starting that journey through the larger profile, you can look for a potential wiggle up in here to that POC, flip that POC to support, look to come in here to that value area high / golden pocket. That's what I'd be looking at here on Whiff. So probably if I were looking at that as a setup, I would more, personally with the way I trade, I would look at it more as a trade from this low to this value area high. And then if I could, I would hold a portion of that to potentially have it play out in the larger context of things, which obviously would be. Come on. Where's that? Where's that other profile? Right, so if your local context there, and then if you get out of that local value area here, right, you start breaking out of here, that's where you can hide that range, that local range, and look for that potential bigger continuation up. So locally, I'd be looking at this range here, and then more macro, I'd be looking at that range. It's a little bit messy, but I'm trying to get this through before the PC crashes once again. But guys, I'm going to wrap it there. I apologize for the technical difficulties. It's going to get crazy, Code Red. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Oh, God, what is going on? Whiff is a big whiff. Shout out to Blue Green. Let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin dominance, if possible. Stockpile looks more bullish for altcoins. Yeah, shout out to Peter. And real quick, guys, if you, I think, I don't know. Hopefully I don't break the computer here. All right. If you go over to CoinMarketCap, guys, obviously, Trump has mentioned that he wants to, eliminate taxes on U.S.-made crypto. CoinMarketCap has a section that has made in the USA altcoins, right? You can see it here. Just come to the top. It's on one of the fire things. Made in the USA cryptos. These could be some altcoins to keep an eye on, because it might be able to ride that coattail of that news. Of that, potential thing. My initial thing with the whole executive orders was, politicians like to say stuff to get into office, right? Now, is it going to happen is a whole nother thing, but looks like Trump means business. Trump's not joking around, and he wants to do it. He did it, which is pretty crazy. Did I ever look at Trump coin? Yeah, shout out to Austin. If you scrub back to the beginning of the stream or earlier, we did wind up looking at Trump coin, but I could already see I'm lagging again, guys. And I'm frozen again. Oh, man. Totally frozen here. All right. Oh, now we're live again. All right, I'm coming to the face cam. Guys, I think that's all the time we got today. I got to figure out what's wrong with this computer, but I appreciate everybody for hanging out here with us until the end of the stream. Sorry for the technical difficulties. If you smash that like button on your way out, it might actually help us with our PC performance, because I think the more likes, it's kind of like market cap. We got to get the computer's market cap up more, but we need more likes to lift the computer's market cap. I don't know, guys. But anyway, that's all the time we got for today's live stream. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here. Smash that like button on your way out, and yeah, we're going to have to figure out who's hacking us here. Don't forget, link at the top of the chat here if you guys want to join the premium Discord. We have 20 spots. I don't know how many are left. We mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, but there's 20 spots. See if there's any left to get a discount in the premium. And, yeah, that's all the time we got for this live stream. Everybody get off the Wi-Fi. Thanks for the TA and sauce. Goat, shout out to All Set. Shout out to Breen. Get this man some likes. And guys, yeah, we'll take a look at the other altcoins. I'll take a look at Beam tomorrow. Kembro or Tony, one of the mods, guys, could you potentially just add Beam to the list tomorrow automatically, because I don't want to forget it. But yeah, we'll cover the rest of the altcoins tomorrow, guys. We'll see what happens. Congratulations to everybody in crypto on this super bullish news. But again, the charts are the charts, so we'll see. You guys know the key levels we're looking at. If you just popped in, go to the beginning of the stream. You'll get the full breakdown on Bitcoin and all the altcoins. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys right here. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Stream Deck's not going to work. Stream Deck doesn't work. Okay. Got to do it manually, guys. Hasta pasta.
Here we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,